Moody, atmospheric platformers with a strong central narrative aren't exactly a dime a dozen, and you'll likely go directly to Playdead's offerings when asked to name your favorites, such as the award-winning Limbo and Inside. Fortunately for fans of those titles, the recently released 2.5D puzzle platformer White Shadows from developer Monokel and publisher Thunderful is here to fulfill your desire for punishing, morbid gameplay accompanied by an abstract delivery of smartly written, impactful storytelling. After opening with a very intensely worded content warning page about the game including depictions of racism, suicide, violence towards women and children, animal cruelty, forced labor, and xenophobia, you may be wondering what the hell you're about to witness. Though the writers were clearly aware of this, as they cleverly took a cue from George Orwell's seminal novel Animal Farm, and structured the whole thing as a metaphor for society using anthropomorphic animals. While opting to set it within a fear-inducing light punk, yes, I made that up, dystopian world. You'll play as a lone, nameless plague bird that you're tasked with keeping alive while traversing the treacherous, death-trap-ridden hellscape you by no choice of your own call home. It has a very industrial aesthetic that fans of the aforementioned titles will find immediately recognizable, as well as sharing the same oppressive black and white color scheme of Playdead's smash hits. Albeit, the use of this palette does add a dash of dark irony as well, considering the themes at the forefront of the game's narrative. Many of its metaphors are quite on the nose, but by the time the credits roll, it's the more subtle messages that have the most effect, so the less you know about White Shadows going in, the better. There's no tutorials of any sort, but besides being yet another thematically relevant aspect the developers considered, it's not really necessary. The controls are simple yet intuitive, with the game employing a 2-button, 1-stick control scheme that the players organically introduced to via a very well-paced opening. This lack of inputs doesn't stop the developers from adding moment-to-moment depth to the gameplay either, as there are many different mechanics working against you that call for different strategies to overcome. Over the course of the game's 2 or so hour length, give or take depending on your pace and how often you die, you'll learn the history of this world and its inhabitants while encountering many deadly situations lying around every corner. You'll be doing so in the presence of some simultaneously gorgeous and menacing set pieces that are presented in a single take from start to finish, as well as some morbidly comedic classical music tracks which add an extra dash of melancholic irony to the whole experience. The highly cinematic nature of White Shadow's presentation feels like a nod to more traditional, non-interactive storytelling that's been made playable so it can be felt on a more personal level. This lends itself to an ending that may leave a bit to be desired for some players, but if you consider this as yet another way the writers are trying to make a statement about the world we all live in, it starts making a lot of sense. Hello? Okay. I'm supposed to tell you that White Shadows is available now for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Mac with an affordable $20 price tag.